welcome back. Will someone get lucky? The historic Powerball jackpot is still up for grabs, now sitting at a staggering $1.55 billion. No winners were found in Saturday night's drawing. The next drawing is tonight at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. And listen, you've got a 1 in 292.2 million chance at winning the grand prize. But if you do win, what comes next? Let's talk about it. Joining me now is financial advisor and CEO of Oxygen Financial, Ted Jenkins. Ted, it's good to see you again. What is the first thing a Powerball winner should do when they win?
Yeah, well, good to see you, Lauren. And this is not the time to get out your megaphone, and it's actually not the time to quit your day job, because you have about 3 months to cash your ticket. Unfortunately, 1 out of 3 people that win the lottery declare bankruptcy. So this is the time to take a deep breath, get yourself a certified financial planner and a certified public accountant, sit down and make a tax and financial plan before you decide to cash that ticket. That's the first thing you need to do.
Okay. I mean, when you say 1 in 3 lottery winners basically go bankrupt, and what happens? I mean, what mistakes are they making?
I've seen all kinds of things, but let's think about this. If you win $1 million, you've got to pay taxes, so you lose about a third of your money, and then everybody comes out of the woodworks. People want you to donate, people who want you to invest in businesses, friends, family, work colleagues ask you for a loan. You buy those things that you always wanted, a car, a boat, maybe a second home, and before you know it, you have no money. Now, that's probably not going to happen, Lauren, if you get $425 million in your pocket, but you need to be very, very careful. A lot of people spend that money quickly.
Yeah. Well, what are the laws around protecting the identity of Powerball winners, especially, as you said, don't get out that megaphone, don't be out here?
I mean, it really depends on the state that you live in, but there are 16 states today where you can remain anonymous. And if you can, I recommend that you get a good lawyer and set up a trust, a non-identifying trust, so it's not in your name. And that way the assets can be protected, so to speak. Otherwise, in most states, people are going to know your name. And like I mentioned, that's when people come out of the woodworks, because if they know you won $1 million or you won $400 million, people are going to want to know your name just a little bit more than they did before.
Is it better to take your winnings in a lump sum, or take, I am so bad at saying this word, the annuity? It's so hard for me to say it out loud.
Yeah. Look, I think the thing, Lauren, is if you have any sense of financial discipline, I would rather take that $680 million, pay my taxes, net $425 to $450 million, and have that money in my hands today to invest it. But if you are really undisciplined, or you're worried about your own self-control, then take the annuity for $50 million a year for the next 30 years. But I'm a bigger fan of taking the lump sum if you have a good plan in place.
Okay, so people, get your plans in place, all right? Now, Ted, from your perspective, rather, on finances, is the lottery a good investment, or is it just pure gambling? This is a question you hear a lot about this.
Yeah, it's a terrible investment. Look, I mean, you mentioned at the beginning, 1 out of 300 million people might actually win this thing. And I worry for a lot of people, they may spend their entire paycheck, if they're making minimum wage, thinking that they're going to become a billionaire. In some cases, it is sort of a predatory form of gambling, because most people will lose in here and not win anything at all. Even the $4 at a minimum that you can win, most people will not win that. The odds of that to win $4 are 1 out of 38.
Yeah. Well, before I let you go, I got to ask, even though you gave the warning not to be loud and proud about it and to be responsible and all that, but if you won the lottery, Ted, what would you do? What would you spend it on?
Well, first of all, how could I not put in $2 at this point? That's
right?
Not too risky, but I got to tell you, I would buy a lot of real estate, Lauren, a lot of real estate in nice places. That'd be my thing to do.
Ted is like, invest, invest, invest. All right. Ted Jenkins, financial advisor, thank you so much for coming on. It's always a pleasure.